Is it possible for a common broken pot to separate two tribes that have lived with each other for many years? Let us find out from the story of Igede and Ore tribe. In the heart of ancient Nigeria, nestled among the verdant hills, lay the vibrant village of the Igede and Ore tribe. Here, Adiya and Adesuwa, both of Igede and Ore tribe respectively, met at the village well, unaware of the fateful encounter that would change their lives forever. As fate would have it, Adesuwa's careless stumble caused Adiya's water pot to shatter into 1,000 pieces, echoing through the stillness of the day. Shocked and dismayed, Adiya's eyes met Adesuwa's in disbelief. With a heavy heart, Adiya demanded the impossible, the return of her broken pot, the one that held memories of generations past. But Adesuwa searched in vain, unable to retrieve what was broken. Adiya insisted on the replacement of her water pot, and it resulted into serious strife between the both of them. As the word of the incident spread like wildfire, Adiya's brother, Oga, heard of the story and he ran to the scene of the incident. On getting there, he saw Adesuwa in a heated fight with Adiya. "Do you want to kill her even though you broke her water pot?" Oga shouted in anger, seeing that Adesuwa's hands overpowered Adiya's own in the fight. Without hesitation, Oga, in a bid to save his sister Adiya, took a piece of wood by the riverside and hit Adesuwa with it. Unfortunately, the wood hit Adesuwa at a sensitive place on her head and Adesuwa slumped and became unconscious. "Eh, you have killed her," exclaimed the cheering crowd of women at the riverside, igniting the flames of conflict between the Igede and Ore tribes. The Ore women marched to the village square in a song that says, "Give us our dead daughter, and we will give you your broken pot." The song began to create a tension in the air and an atmosphere of war. Warriors from the both tribes gathered, their hearts heavy with the weight of impending battle, as tensions reached a boiling point. The clash of steel and cries of anguish filled the air as the two tribes clashed in a struggle for dominance. Despite their courage, the Igede tribe was no match for the might of the Ore warriors. The battle became sore on the Igede tribe, and soon, they found themselves retreating to save the lives of their remaining warriors and families. With their spirits shattered and their homeland almost lost, the Igede tribe embarked on a journey of safety away from the Ore tribe, following the winding path of the river as it meandered through the dense jungle. But their journey was not without obstacles. As they journeyed through the woods and forest, they came to a pavement, shimmering with a slightly dimmed evening sun casting its rays on the edge of a river bank, the river Oyongo. They found themselves faced with an impassable barrier, the swirling currents of the Oyongo River. Please, my viewers, before we continue with the story, I want to beg you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you enjoy our storyline. Your subscription will encourage us to post more engaging African stories like this. Thank you very much. Let us get back to the story. So, in their darkest hour, while standing at the river bank faced with the impassable swirling current of the Oyongo River, Ogbogo, a brave son of the Igede tribe from Uju clan, made a desperate plea to the water entities that dwelled beneath the surface. With solemn determination, he forged a pact that would change their fate forever. And in a moment of awe-inspiring magic, a mysterious bridge that looks like the back of crocodiles sprang forth from the depths of the river. With an expression of shock and surprise, the fleeing Igede travelers crossed over to the other side with their wives and children. With hearts full of wonder and relief, the Igede tribe crossed over the bridge, their faith in Ogbogo's pact renewed as they stepped onto solid ground once more. As a symbol of memorial, Ogbogo stamped his 5 fingers on a stone at the other side of the river. The imprinted 5 fingers on the stone remains a memorial landmark till the narrative of this story. And so, with the river at their backs and hope in their hearts, the Igede tribe continued their journey into the unknown, their spirits buoyed by the promise of a new beginning. After many days of travel, the Igede tribe finally found a place to call home, where they could rebuild their village and their lives, honoring the memory of their ancestors with each new sunrise. And as the years passed, Adiya and Adesuwa met once more in a distant trade by Bata village market. Adesuwa recognized Adiya because of her smooth dark skin and beautiful front open teeth. At the top of her coherent voice, she called Adiya by a playful friendly name which only both of them gave to themselves. Turning to see who this was, Adiya said to herself, this must be Adesuwa because no one calls me by this name except her. In shock and surprise, Adiya replied Adesuwa with her own playful pet name. Yes, it's me, Adesuwa answered. I thought you are dead, Adiya asked. No, I am not dead but I'm alive, replied Adesuwa. As Adiya and Adesuwa stood in awe of each other, the once tense memories of their first encounter gave way to curiosity. They had so many questions, but none more pressing than the mystery of how Adesuwa survived that fateful day. To ease their curiosity, both women moved away from the bustling market and found solace under the shade of a large yutu tree, the cool breeze offering comfort amidst their reunion. Adesuwa smiled softly, adjusting her colorful headscarf as she began to narrate the story that no one, not even Adiya, knew. After your brother, Oga, struck me with that piece of wood, Adesuwa began, everything went dark. I thought I had joined the ancestors for sure. The women screamed, and the ground beneath me felt cold, but something strange happened. She paused, as if trying to find the right words to describe what she had experienced. 3 days later, I woke up in the Ora healer's hut, wrapped in herbs and leaves, my head bandaged. The village elders gathered around me, whispering prayers and making sacrifices to our gods. The healer was an old and wise man. He said that the strike was severe but not fatal. The gods have blessed her to live. But the cost of my survival came with a warning to ensure that there is reconciliation between the two tribes. But it was too late because our tribes were at war, and many lives were hanging in the balance. The Ora warriors were ready to avenge what they believed was my death. The Igede tribe had already retreated to escape the conflict. By the time the word of my survival got to the warriors at the battlefront, it was already late. Your people had fled through the woods, disappearing across the river. Adiya, stunned, could hardly process the words as the memories of the war flashed before her eyes. Adesuwa explained how, after her recovery, emissaries from the Ora tribe was sent after the Igede tribe to seek reconciliation according to the warning of the gods. But when the Ora warriors reached the banks of the river Oyongo, they were astonished. The river raged violently, and there was no visible way across. They marveled at how the Igede tribe could have crossed the dangerous waters without any casualties. They searched the area, hoping to find a path to follow, Adesuwa said, her voice soft, but they found nothing. The elders returned in disappointment, and for years we've tried to reach out to your people, but it was as if you had vanished into the wilderness. Adiya, overwhelmed with emotion, felt tears gather in her eyes. I never knew, she whispered, her voice trembling. I thought you had died that day, and I've carried the guilt ever since, not just for the pot, but for everything that followed. Adesuwa, sensing her friend's sorrow, embraced her tightly. It wasn't your fault, Adiya. It was my carelessness that caused the pot to break. I should have been more careful. I am sorry for the pain it caused, and for the years of turmoil. Holding tight her friend until she regained strength, Adesuwa pulled away slightly and looked into Adiya's eyes. Now, tell me the story of how your people the Igede tribe crossed the river, she asked, curiosity lighting her face. Adiya nodded and began recounting the tale. After we fled from the battle, we came upon the mighty Oyongo River. Its currents were fierce, and we had no way to cross. Just as we thought all hope was lost, Ogbogo, a brave son from the Uju clan, made a pact with the water entities beneath the river. He pleaded for safe passage, offering sacrifices, and in return, a bridge made of crocodile backs emerged from the depths. Adesuwa gasped in awe as she imagined the mystical scene. It was a miracle, Adiya continued. We crossed safely, and as a symbol of our survival, Ogbogo left his handprint on a stone on the other side of the river, a memorial to remind us of that fateful day. The two women sat in silence for a moment, reflecting on the journey that had brought them to this point. The tension of the past slowly gave way to a shared understanding. The wars, the pain, the losses, all of it had been unnecessary. The gods had spared them both, and now, they had a chance to make things right. Adesuwa finally spoke, her voice filled with hope. Adiya, I want to make peace. We need to end the hostility between our tribes, once and for all. I will go to the Ora elders and tell them that I found you. But I need you to go to the Igede elders and tell them I'm alive, and that we must come together again for peace. Adiya smiled through her tears. I will, she promised, her heart swelling with relief. Our ancestors demand it, and the time has come to reconcile. In the weeks that followed, emissaries from both the Igede and Ora tribes met under the same yutu tree where Adiya and Adesuwa had reunited. An old Ora elder, with wisdom as deep as the forest, spoke to the council of the two tribes. Bloodshed has no end. We have fought, we have won, and yet what do we truly gain if there is no peace among us? Shall we not reap the fruits of peace instead of the thorns of war? His words were like magic. The elders of the two tribes decided that instead of seeking more blood, they would reconcile with each other and accept the offer of peace. Words of peace were exchanged, and with great ceremony, the tribes came together once again. Though they now lived in separate lands, they now coexist in harmony, visiting each other's villages, trading goods, and sharing stories. The Igede tribe flourished in their new home, the fertile land providing abundance for their people. The Ora, content with their homeland, prospered as well. The wounds of the past healed slowly but surely, and a deep bond formed between the two tribes, a bond forged through hardship and survival. My viewers, so as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the land, this is how the captivating story of the Igede and the Ora tribe drew to a close. This is a tale of courage, resilience, and the enduring power of hope in the face of adversity. Please, before I share the life lessons from this story, please encourage us to grow this channel by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Like the video and comment. This will help this video to reach more viewers. Let me know what you have learned from this story in the comment box. Thank you very much. Lessons of this story. 1. The power of forgiveness. Adiya and Adesuwa's reunion demonstrates that forgiveness can heal deep wounds. 2. The importance of reconciliation. The story shows that conflict, whether big or small, can spiral into devastating consequences if left unchecked. 3. Taking responsibility. Adesuwa acknowledges her role in breaking the pot, and Adiya admits the guilt she carried. 4. The futility of war and violence. The tribe's conflicts led to needless suffering and loss. In the end, the elders realized that peace is far more valuable than victory in battle. The story reminds us that violence rarely resolves issues, it only breeds more pain. Thank you for watching.